Trident Security Series, a Special Collection Volume 6 by Samantha A. Cole, narrated by Gunnar, Qualen, and Jenna St. Clair. Not a Chance, Doms of the Covenant, Book 3 by Samantha A. Cole, narrated by Gunnar, Qualen, and Jenna St. Clair. Chapter 1.
Red.
Stefan Lundquist's hand froze at the whispered word. The pen he was holding was an inch away from the contract he'd been about to sign, renewing his dominant, submissive relationship with Cassandra Myers for another month. His brow furrowed, as he was unsure he'd heard her correctly. "What did you say, Cassie?" There was a long moment of silence as they sat across from each other at his dining room table. Stefan had invited her over to sign the contract, have some dinner, then play for a while, and she'd arrived only a few minutes ago. After the contract was out of the way and they'd eaten, he'd planned on trying a new shibari design on the beautiful submissive's naked body before burying himself deep inside her. But if she'd said what he thought she'd just said, then none of that was going to happen. He darkened his tone. "I expect an answer, Cassandra. Look at me and repeat yourself." The 29-year-old blonde swallowed hard before her eyelids lifted and her gaze met his. Stefan's gut clenched when he saw her hazel eyes were filled with unshed tears. Cassandra's voice was barely any louder when she spoke again.
"I said red, sir."
Stefan had no idea what was going on. They'd been in a DS relationship for 10 months now. On the 9th of each month, they'd sat down and discussed any changes either wanted to make on their contract before signing it for another 4 weeks. He'd thought tonight would be no different, but Cassandra obviously didn't agree. Dropping the pen atop the papers in front of him, he leaned back in his chair, crossed his arms, and stared at the sub. She was what Stefan's father would call a stunner. Her long blonde locks fell just below her shoulder blades, and he had to put them in a ponytail before he tied her up when they played, so they were out of his way. A smattering of freckles dusted her nose and cheeks. Her bow-shaped lips were made to be kissed, and there were moments in the past when he'd completely lost track of time while exploring her mouth with his own. The neckline of her shirt was wide and curved, exposing the porcelain skin of her shoulders and neck. As for the rest of her body, the woman had curves that gave most men whiplash as she sashayed past them. At 5'5", she was 8 inches shorter than him, unless she was wearing one of the several pairs of fuck-me heels she owned. Stefan loved when she wore them, with nothing else.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?